Hey, what's going on, Average Joes? I am back with another randomized story. So, how's it going? Welcome back to my videos. If you didn't see my previous video on randomizing a story, go ahead and check that out. I'll link it below. But basically, what I'm about to do here is I'm going to take three aspects of a story or of a series of books, whatever. I have a random wheel that I'm going to spin, and I'm going to take three aspects of it and I'm going to combine them and then just make up the story as I go. This is just something entertaining, fun that I wanted to do. And I don't do a lot of prep for my videos in general. So I figured why not make a video where I'm put completely on the spot and have to make it up as I go. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you're liking these things, like, subscribe, please. Also, let me know what you think about these like random things that I'm doing, the random stories that I'm making up. And if you also a content creator, feel free to do this. All you do is need some sort of randomizer, put a bunch of books on there that you've read, and then have fun and go at it. So, just to get going pretty quick, I am going to start my wheel in a second. So the first one turned out really, really random, like for sure, really random. And I almost struggled to get it out, but I think I still have fun with it. So I definitely wanted to do another. And hopefully, you guys liked that one or this one. And all right, so the first one. So actually, I guess it's just playing the three aspects that I'm going to do. The first one, it's going to come up on a story, and it will be the characters from that story. The second one that comes up will be the world that my fictional made up story is going to be in. And the third one is going to be the plot or story theme of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take these three things, put it together, and see what comes up. So to get to my first one, 3, 2, 1, spin. That's right. I got to write these down as they come up. Kings of the Wild. Okay, so this should be actually fun. Because this is the band. So we got Slow Hand and oh man, I don't even know. I don't remember all those names. I'm terrible with names in general, like especially with fantasy stories. All right, so the band from the Kings of the Wild. So Kings of the Wild is a retired group of mercenaries, kind of mercenaries. They were monster hunters, and they were the biggest name in the game super long ago. And then they retired. They split up for 15, 20 years. And then they all get back together because one of them loses their daughter and they need to go band together again and go and rescue her from what she's doing. And they're all older. They're, kind of reliving the glory days. Things don't work as well as they used to, but they're still badasses. And it's very entertaining, great friendship, pretty funny at times. So the band, this could be fun character wise. I just have to remember them a little bit better. All right. The band is going to be dropped in time waves. Okay. So they are going to be time traveling basically. I mentioned time waves a few times on here. So time waves is a series that it is a no, I'm not saying Siri. Time Waves is a series that they have in the future. These corporation controls time travel, and that corporation sells it to the highest bidder. To basically, they hired this company to go back in time and salvage relics to bring them back to the future for private collectors. Basically, that's the quick premise of it. But it's time travel. That's kind of what it is. Um, and then what will be the story? The band going back in time is going to first law. First law doesn't really have much of a story. I'm probably gonna get shit for saying that, but like they don't really do much. And each book has its own kind of thing going on. The first book is just basically a prologue, not much goes on. The second book, one of them they're going on a journey, like half one there's a journey and the other one there's a siege. And the third book, there's a huge war that's gonna happen. So they're gonna try and prevent a war. So all right, I think I got it. I think I got something. So Kings of the Wild, the band. The band is been brought together because they were great at bounties and hunting and doing this monster hunting thing. So the band is going to be brought in to this world. They're just transporting them to where there's our world, to where there's time travel, because like somehow in this world, apart from just with time travel, they've also has the ability to resurrect or pull characters out of books. We'll go with it. And so we take the band, and they're these older, 40s, 50s or so crotchety guys that are still badasses, but they're waking up with all the new aches and pains. They're grumpy at each other. They're a lot fatter than they used to be. Things work slower, except one of the guys, I forget his name, total badass. They got a wizard who's kind of useful at times. Anyway, they're going to take the band, this older group of mercenaries, and they're going to send them back to where a world war was about to happen. And they send them back in time to this world war. And even though there's this giant war going on, so with First Law, they are going to try and prevent an even larger war from happening. So there's a call it World War One or World War Two. The Germans are trying to invade, and they are not being stopped. So they're going to send the band back in time to stop the Germans from invading the world. And that's kind of going to be the gist of it. They're going to go back. They're going to be dropped in some ruined wasteland. They're going to be wondering what the heck was going on. The first person they're going to meet, ask for directions. Slowhand's going to get punched in the face because that's just his thing. And the wizard's gonna cast some spells. The king is just gonna get drunk the entire time, and then the silent, brooding axe guy, I can't even think of his name. He's just gonna kick everyone's ass. So they're gonna get sent back in time. They're gonna be traipsing across Eastern Europe, and they're gonna be stopping the Germans. So whenever they come up to a certain front, they're gonna treat the tanks. Was it pincers or whatever? They're panzers. They're going to be treating the tanks like beasts, and they're just going to go at beasts. And since they're used to four-legged or winged beasts, they're going to come up to a tank and they're going to be super confused, don't know what the hell this thing is. They're kicking iron, but they're going to somehow find a way to defeat it because it's a tank, and they've slain dragons or fought dragons and other beastly things. So I think they could take off the tanks. Then they're going to see planes in the sky dropping bombs. They're going to wonder what sort of birds these things are. And it's just going to be that sort of same banter back and forth. They're not going to know what the heck guns are, but they're going to still have their ass kickery going on with their swords, their shields, axes, wizard powers, all that stuff. So the band essentially is preventing world domination from a superpower. And I think we can all thank them for that not happening. See other First Law things. There's not much plot wise else to pull in for First Law. Like I said, there's just a lot of war and preventing a superpower from taking over. So that's what the band is going to do. I think that would be very entertaining. I mean, you see it in some movies to where they take these storybook characters or people from the past and they come into the future and they don't know anything about technology. They're just dumb. They're banging on stuff, not really knowing how it works. It'll be like this, but with the band. So to really appreciate this, you probably would have had to read Kings of the Wild, which I do highly recommend as a fantasy standalone because it is highly enjoyable, both action and humor wise, and like the camaraderie and the friendship with it. So picturing this group, if you can picture it, if you've read Kings of the Wild, I'm sure you could understand the entertainment value. And just for good measure, we'll just say that with the band, the daughter that was captured and lost in Kings of the Wild is also captured by them again once they land. They land in different places. They come together and they have to go rescue her, as well as prevent a superpower from taking over. And that's the story. So yeah, it's not my best, but hey, we're just doing this to be random and have some fun and make some videos. So I am interested to see what other people could do with something like this. If you're up for the challenge, sometimes they can be a little bit odd. Like I said, First Law, there's not much of a plot to go with, but we're just going to go with it anyway. So yeah, let me know what you think about these videos. I do still want to keep doing them because they're super easy and I do have fun kind of making this stuff up as I go in my head. And I don't I don't pause or record or stop my recording to think about anything. I'm just going off the cuff with whatever I'm going on. I probably could have paused it just to look at the characters' names on Kings of the Wild, just because I'm terrible with names. It's the only time I might do it. I did it in my first one to where I completely forgot the person's names. Anyway, I encourage anybody to do this. I think I saw Alan watch my video, and he's going to be taking a shot at something like this. Maybe I don't know if it's the same thing, but go with it. Just take the concept, turn it into your own thing, whatever you want to do. And then let's chat more in the comments what you think of how this story would play out. What other elements would you add to this story of mine if you've read some of these books? And let's chat later.